dodging sword, and then allegedly retiring for the pro scene. We'll see how much play he gets, but it is so interesting.
Okay, so there's a Shen ban against CJ. So KOO Tiger's not wanting to deal with that one at all. Just really quickly, Max has played 2 games so far this season against Jinair. They were both losses. He played Janna and Leona.
He played in the preseason last year.
Yeah, it's been a long time. I mean, it was only that one match, recently anyway.
And notably, CJ did very poorly in the preseason. So we're talking about December here was the last time that this guy saw some time in the booth. Certainly an interesting moment to substitute in a new player.
Yeah. It's been a while. We'll see what he can do. Gragas banned against CJ as well. Not wanting Ambition to take that one. He hasn't really prioritized Gragas a whole lot, but he's shown that he can play it just as well as anyone else can, showing KOO Tigers does not want to take it too. It feels like this is gearing up for an Alistar first pick.
Yeah, I think CJ will probably ban that. Remember that Gorilla is professionally undefeated on Alistar, but they are not going to first pick it, actually.
Who's going to ban it? Huh. So I wonder if this is going to be a Sivir first pick then.
I think that would, all signs point to that being a true statement.
This does still give Azir over to KOO.
Could be Rek'Sai as well.
Could be. I feel like you grab the Sivir though.
I agree.
They will.
Yeah, you're not going to ban out Ambition or really hurt him by taking that Rek'Sai early, and instead KOO going with that Sivir champion that has risen dramatically in terms of priority around the world. I think CJ has to take Annie here.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Wow.
Oh, they're going to take the Azir. All right. I mean, KOO is a great Azir player, and he even played great last game, but KOO Tigers seemingly having answers for him.
Yeah, that is...
It's a very early Azir as well, too.
Yeah, you're not really worried about that, though, because Kuro's not going to hard counter him with Zed or anything.
Yeah, I suppose.
Kuro not that kind of a player, so I'm sure KOO feels very comfortable in whatever matchups Kuro's going to be able to provide, but KOO Tigers have, I mean, they can basically just run the exact same team composition they had last game.
Annie Maokai, a very strong couple of pickups for the KOO Tigers.
Going all in with that.
Oh boy, yeah.
They've got kill pressure in top and bottom now with that hard CC, and Wisdom can definitely play that Evelynn again. Maybe he'll opt into something with even more early game pressure like a Lee Sin and really try and snowball out of the laning phase when they fell behind in the last match.
Now I wonder what we're going to see Shy take this game specifically. Do you think maybe a Hecarim might be a okay pick here? Or is it too much of a risk with the Annie?
I think you can take the Hecarim for sure. I'm just always worried about Shy playing Hecarim because I don't think that CJ flanks very well as a team. And that has been one of their major downfalls in terms of their team fighting. Taking the Gnar here. Now, Shy has never won a game on Gnar. He's 0-2.
Yeah, he resisted playing it for so long, and then when he started to, you kind of see why, I guess. But they're going to go with it. Space grabbing that Corki as well, too. It's been pretty much all Corki Sivir this season with the exception of a few Vayne games for both of these AD carries, so no big surprise there.
Yeah, I really don't see why KOO would mix it up. Just go for the Victor and the Evelynn. Basically, you have an even better version of the composition that you played last game.
Seriously.
The only substitution being like the Maokai instead of the Nautilus, but Maokai provides more primary engage.
Yeah.
You're still going to itemize early with the Righteous Glory, and that means that KOO is going to have even more reliable engage. They're not even going to be dependent on a skill shot like a hook now. It's just point and click, twisted advance, and that's it.
Man, I almost feel like you pick something like Nami here just to get some serious disengage. Janna, I suppose, as well, too. Leona, I mean, Max's 2 games in the booth ever are Janna, Leona. But I feel like out of the 2, I would go with Janna here. Yeah,
he does play a lot of Leona and solo queue also. So, but well, the Black Shield may be very effective if they can get it on the right target to deal with the crowd control from Maokai or Annie. But that's still
you can't. It's hard to Black Shield someone that's been insta-stunned though.
Yeah, you have to get that that stun up there first. But it's another shield for the Azir. But
that is true.
CJ, they just don't have primary engage again. The only engage they have is like landing a binding or a Flash Morgana ult or KOO pulling off some crazy Azir ults again. And as good as KOO is, that's just not a reliable form of engage.
Well, with the entire last game too being like KOO Azir killing practice 101, like KOO should come into this game with a pretty good plan of how to take down this Azir. They can pretty much do the exact same.
And welcome once again to Summoner's Rift. Big cheer from the CJ fans in game number 2. KOO Tigers trying to match it. I love it. I love it when we have the fan battles going.
Always quite entertaining, and everybody's pretty pumped up after that first game, and why wouldn't you be? It was very exciting.
Full house tonight in our studio here in Seoul, South Korea. which you should definitely visit if you come to Seoul. It's awesome.
It is. Great time.
I've been here like multiple times a week for years, and I still love coming here.
You still don't get bored.
That's right. I'm not getting tired of it anytime soon.
High praise. High praise indeed, sir.
That's right.
Wow.
That ward gets taken out. Gorilla with the killing blow already on the ward. Oh, yeah.
So, no early invades here. Nothing really happening. Shy looks like he's going to start the follow once again on the bottom side of the map. He did this last game to hit level 2 and then immediately teleport into lane. And Smeb starting to stack some saplings at a camp. Defensive wards and positioning just so that can't be disrupted by CJ. And so, it's like Smeb will drop 2. Is he gonna put a third one in there and take the camp himself? Looks like he will.
Okay. Why not? I like that Maokai skin too. It's freaky. Ah.
Yeah, so he's going to take the little raptors. That'll get him about half level worth of experience, and he should get the other half off to the camp. So this is a different Maokai start than we've seen before. If Maokai stacks 3 saplings at the raptors, typically he'll just finish off the big raptor by standing there. But instead, going to be doing a jungle fall. Looks like Wisdom actually got all the XP off the red, and they're going to share off this one, perhaps.
Okay.
Different than what I thought. And Shy going to hit level 2 off of the Gromp, and...
Yeah, lane swap for the KOO Tigers.
Yep. And the lane swap. Bit interesting. You'd think they would maybe want to be in the Corki lane, but there's that black shield to deal with some of Andy's stuns. Mac's going to look for an invade right here. Not going to find anything because it was a red buff start instead of a Krug start for the KOO Tigers. And so he will just walk home without harassing anyone empty-handed. Smeb still jungle following, of course.
Yeah, level 2 now. See when he decides to go to the lane.
Okay, well, how fast can CJ respond to this? Because Shy is in a really bad situation and can be dove immediately right now.
Oh boy, there's no wards either.
He has no wards, and
oh boy,
Max is not making the speediest attempt to get into lane.
Shy knows what's up. Yep, sees Smeb come in, gonna try to get away. Double buffs on Wisdom as well. Smeb going in with that twisted advance. He's gonna arcane smash Shy back. No, he only has the saplings. He's only level 2. Max and Ambition coming in now. Here's Gorilla though with the stun. A big W from Annie. Could be very bad for CJ, and this is so much damage being done to the turret. A lot of XP being denied too right now. Yeah. Meanwhile, a little bit of action in mid lane. KOO and Kuro trading blows.
Yeah, so pretty standard here. Max, not sure. He probably should have gotten there just a little bit faster to see if he could have done anything to deter that whatsoever. But Shy doesn't die in the end, isn't forced to use his summoners, but is forced off the turret. Ambition was busy doing red buff when that occurred, so looks like CJ got a little bit surprised, but Space is able to start really freezing this lane in the bottom side.
Shy's gonna miss out on a whole wave there, and look at the win rates between our 2 junglers here. Wisdom's done pretty well on Evelyn, and a lot of people, you know, kind of criticize him using him here when you've got such a good jungler like Hojin on the KOO Tigers, but Wisdom's been playing really well in his games we've seen him in so far.
Yeah, again, that is a very worryingly low kill participation score, though.
You know, the thing is, though, I thought I looked at it right before the matches today and saw he had an average of 73% in his game. So I kind of am a little bit curious about that number because that's way off from what I saw when I was doing some stats research earlier today.
Yeah, we'll have to take a look at that.
Yeah.
It does seem very low.
It seems like way too low, in fact, you know?
So, looks like Prey actually just going to go back up into the top side right here. Basically, we saw over the last couple of minutes, Prey going for the Avarice Blade, so very, very intent on stacking that early gold means that KOO's not really going to have any kind of kill pressure early in this game. Space with that CS lead, of course, after freezing that wave, but should be normalized by Prey within about 5 pretty soon, as there's a big wave in the bottom. Gorilla actually preempted Smeb in the bottom side. Just went ahead and walked down there, got some wards into the river before Smeb arrived. So pretty safe play so far from the KOO Tigers, and they're going to get a lot of CS onto the Maokai. Wisdom.
Wisdom.
Yeah, wrapping around. There we go.
Behind. Flash stun onto Max. Max in a little bit of trouble. Smeb jumps in as well, too. Max getting very low. There goes first blood to Wisdom. Space will Valkyrie away. And so it looks like Corki makes it out, but a very well-coordinated gank for the KOO Tigers early on.
And there you
Pick up that
go.
first blood.
The old abuse the rookie strategy.
Oh yeah, it's been effective across multiple sports for probably thousands of years at this point. So why stop now, right?
Yeah, and Max really not anticipating the flash stun there from Gorilla, and then of course the follow-up immediately with the flash twisted advance. So good chaining of CC before Max could get the black shield down, and that meant he had been held up long enough for Wisdom to get the gank in, make a very clean kill.
Now the data I have here for the kill participation for Wisdom is 73.9% for Summer Champion Summer. So, and actually it's still pretty good overall career-wise, 73.6. So I don't know where that number is coming from actually.
Yeah, very
it's a
interesting.
A bit odd. Because I mean, if we look at the games that we saw him in, the game we saw him in earlier today, and also what we've seen him in earlier this season, I feel like we've been seeing him be quite a big part of a lot of the kills and plays they make.
Oh, we haven't seen him in a little bit now. It has been mostly Hojin playing the games.
Yeah.
Oh, still, Shy getting a very nice CS advantage compared to his bot lane opponents, but that is evened out by the assist that Smeb has managed to pick up. So just really that first blood gold, the main point of difference, at least for the moment. So,
Well, Shy can throw a tantrum if he wants to, but it's not going to stop his lane from not going his way quite yet.
yeah. So after that first gank, no real moves from Ambition yet this game. He's not going to be able to play as deep as he was last time without that lantern to bail him out of the enemy jungle. You can see KOO already responding to that a little bit. They have some nice defensive wards around their red buff and around the top side of the river. So he will have a very difficult time invading without being seen.
I would love to see Ambition pick up more Nidalee again.
Yeah, it's been a strong pick for players like Eve and Chaser recently.
Yeah, and I mean, if you look at, I'd love to see like a super poke comp, right? Where you've got Azir, Corki, Nidalee, or like a Jason there as well that KOO can certainly handle.
Well,
Looks like a move up to the top of the map here.
have
for the
I
KOO
got
Tigers.
the team for you?
Oh, really?
They're called generic.
I know. See, CJ could pull it off too, though.
They definitely
And here's the dive. Shy being very wary about this one. Here comes Wisdom. He's invisible. Curl coming in as well. They ult him. They get the slow, even though Shy flashes. Gets so low, so fast. And Wisdom picks up another kill there. KOO Tigers really picking on Shy just as much as they are on Max.
And look at this. We actually have Smeb just TPing immediately into the mid lane to save that turret as Victor went on the roam. So that was the commitment of that summoner spell. Actually, we can kind of consider that as part of that gank in the end. CJ doing some work on the towers, though, as well they should, for how many people were committed into the top side. And Shy was really punished for not recalling during that time, because all he had when he died was a Doran's Blade. He had stacked up a huge amount of gold, and he died very fast because he had no tank stats whatsoever. Gorilla here, Space has that sheen already, hence the fast push down onto the tower and the large chunk of HP taken away from it.
No, not a nice thing for CJ, but not the biggest concern for KOO. I mean, we saw them down quite a few turrets last game. They were still able to come back and take it. Oh, another gank onto Shy. He has no flash this time. Arcane Smash tries to hop out. There's a flash from Wisdom. They really want this one, and they will get it with the dive. Wisdom. Oh, he's stuck around. He could have just kept walking. Oh,
that was
Wisdom. Oh, that was not wise, Wisdom.
That was actually very, very close in terms of the next timing.
He thought he
on
had
that
lost.
turret.
He thought he had lost turret aggro.
I thought he had too. So
yeah, it was right on the edge. It almost looked like he lost it for a second and then regained it, but he just must not have gotten out of range.
yeah, that's what
It was a bit odd.
that was a bit odd actually. Can't blame really Wisdom for that particular death.
I blame him.
It looked like he was going to be able to get out of that one. Did end up with the trade kill, though, and that means that Shy has some more money to work with right now. And, of course, the kill going down onto Wisdom, too, not exactly ideal in terms of snowballing the top lane, because Smeb, just with an assist, Shy picks up the kill. So, honestly, Gold Swing kind of a bit in favor of Shy in that regard, considering he was able just to TP right back in and continue farming. Didn't really lose much at all.
Yeah, it was a bit rough. KOO and KOO and Prey and Space still pretty even on farm in the other lanes though. And I wonder when we're going to see our move towards the first dragon of the game here for one of these two teams.
Yeah, no one's really had a very safe opportunity yet, and KOO's happy with the way things are going in the lanes right now. Overall, in terms of global gold, they are expanding their lead. Most of it is on the jungler, so Wisdom continues to have to make moves to help his team. He has his ult up, though, and so does Gorilla.
Yeah, and I feel like because he's been getting those kills, the pressure's on. Oh, he missed the Emperor's Divide, and there's a Chaos Storm. KOO really low. Wisdom comes in. Flash Timbers, they can't quite hit him. Stun on the Max, so Max takes some damage. Ambition, twist advance onto him, and there's a kill for KOO, who's been wanting that for a little while. They're not done quite yet, though. Yeah. Oh, they could still, nah, I can't quite catch Max, I suppose. KOO did not escape with a lot of health.
Yeah, KOO right there, definitely escaping, using both of his summoner spells to do so, however, and a very timely spell shield from Max. But, you know, frankly, that was a really risky all-in from KOO when he didn't know where Gorilla and Wisdom were on the map, and even Smeb had already wandered down into the mid lane. So CJ playing around there without adequate vision to just be so aggressive, and I think that's just a trend that we've seen from CJ over the last couple of games, is really riding a very fine line between aggression and over-aggression. Sure. Last game, they got away with it, thanks to Mad Life's Lanterns. This game, they're getting punished.
Yeah, I mean, specifically, we've seen KOO get away with a lot of things that we don't normally see Azirs get away with, and finally that time he didn't quite hit the Emperor's Divide like he wanted to, and he didn't die, but his team still suffered for it.
Yeah, bit rough on the mid lane all-in attempt, and KOO just had more people there at the end of the day. Shy wasn't able to respond, and Smeb has been doing a great job in both games tonight, getting ganks onto the mid lane. He's been wandering mid quite a bit.
Yeah, it was really nice too to get that kill onto KOO as well for the KOO Tigers, able to get him a little bit more money, pushing the lead over KOO that much more. And I mean, to Wisdom's credit, he's gotten those kills that maybe should have gone to someone else, but he's put them to good use. You know, he's made a lot of plays in lane. Hasn't really gotten a ton of awards down in the enemy jungle until right after that last fight, but he's certainly kept the pressure on really well.
Yep, and again, mid lane tower chipped out just a little bit. KOO coming top side. He will get seen by a pink ward. Smeb lurking in the brush. No righteous glory yet, man. That tower is just hanging by a thread, though. And
yeah, I mean, Shy has his flash up again, but I think the KOO Tigers would be happy to get even just that. They probably could. Ambition up there now, so not for a little while anyway.
Well, they can't see Wisdom anymore, so they have to play like Evelyn's there without the pink ward. They're going to go after KOO.
We know where Evelyn is. There's the gravity field. They slow down KOO with it as well. Oh, goodbye. KOO, just no chance at all. Yeah, I don't even know why you throw out the Emperor's Divide there. I think maybe he thought he could catch Wisdom, but...
Well, you got to do something if you're going to die right there.
I guess.
Without summoner spells, he was a sitting duck. KOO cleaning that one up, but Wisdom again actually getting the kill.
Yeah.
That's really problematic because this Evelyn is just going to be a non-carry factor in the late game. Certainly strong right now when she just has the warrior enchantment. So, and not everybody has a lot of tankiness yet, especially even Shy, who just has magic resist right now and no armor to deal with the warrior enchant. But ooh, could get a bit dicey.
It is a bit risky to give the jungler that many kills. Gorilla's going to take a little bit of damage there. Here comes Wisdom again. Twist advance onto Shy. He's got that flash. Wisdom still catches him anyway. There's the hop. Shy about to go Meganar. Oh, nice dodge on the stun from Wisdom. Flashes behind it. Turret's so low. Wisdom gets another one. They don't kill the turret. And again, yet another kill. And, you know, some of these, I really feel it's not Wisdom's fault. He's just the only one who's in range.
Yeah, that one especially. Honestly, that was just a great flash to secure the kill right there.
That was a beautiful play.
Dodging the stun. coming in from Shy, and Shy didn't have his ultimate in that instance. CJ is going to trade a turret for it, though. They put the pressure on into the bottom lane, but they're really falling behind in terms of gold, and Smeb just keeps on cruising in this top side. Still hasn't been able to pick up any of those kills, but...
I mean, he's getting the assist, so it's something, you know?
And he's denying a lot of CS.
Yeah.
So there's that aspect of it as well. Wisdom going for that Aegis, and again, against the Azir Corki combo, CJ is faced with many of the same problems that they had in the last game. Who is going to be doing the late game damage here, especially the tankier and tankier the KOO Tigers get? CJ really didn't have a lot of answers late for if KOO died instantly, and KOO is even more likely to die instantly when there's a Maokai in the game as opposed to a Nautilus, because Nautilus's ult will take time to travel to the target.
Yeah.
So KOO has counterplay. He can get out of range so there's no follow-up. Good luck with that with Maokai. If you don't have flash to take him with you with the Twisted Advance, then you are just going to die. And even then you might die, so...
It Wisdom for a while. Well, he is now two levels above Ambition, a solid 2 levels. Ambition just hit 9, Wisdom hit 11 immediately afterwards. And that's going to be nice with these dragon fights that are going to be coming up here too. And we've seen Wisdom just kind of walk in and take the red buff away from Ambition right in front of him. There's just nothing that Rek'Sai can do, being so underleveled.
Yep, Rek'Sai just can't fight Wisdom. Like you
Yeah.
said, those 2 levels making a really big difference right now.
He's a full big item ahead. Look at that, Wisdom already with the Aegis. Only Sightstone in the enchant for Ambition. KOO, he's got his summoners up. And do they want to commit to anything right before Dragon? I wonder. He's on his own. I guess if they can.
KOO has his summoners up. This isn't going to be as fruitful a gank as...
Yeah, I mean, because you're really going to have to blow a lot of it just to get his summoners, and is that enough with the Dragon coming up?
Well, if they can move him away from the Dragon, that'll be a victory in and of itself. They force him to recall, then they can just take it.
That's the idea. Wisdom gets spotted by the pink ward. There's a Dark Binding on the Gorilla. Right there as well. KOO Tigers really wants to take the second Dragon.
CJ's very interesting. Uh-oh.
Oh, teleport coming in. Here comes Smeb coming in with those home guards. Slash twist advance onto KOO. KOO pushes back with the Emperor's Divide. Prey still picks up that first kill anyway. Oh, and he manages to die to the turret. Smeb getting very low, but they finally take the turret down and now turn on to CJ. A couple kills come in for CJ. And have they gotten enough presence here to take this Dragon, perhaps? They lost their turret.
Yeah, they have the poke advantage, though. Remember, Space just got his Trinity Force and Sork Shoes, so following through against the Kite from CJ, not the smartest thing from the KOO Tigers.
We saw KOO play out that fight really well. He waited for the twist advance to finish, pushed Smeb back under the turret, and the turret had enough health that KOO Tigers couldn't efficiently kill that and win the fight at the same time. So that is going to mean a Dragon for CJ.
But, you know, honestly, if they can take a kill and a turret in trade for a Dragon when CJ is at their strongest with this Corki, that's actually really good for KOO. They're still ahead in gold in a game where they are going to have the superior late game once again, because KOO has to stay alive. If they kill KOO late, this game is over because there isn't sufficient damage to mop up the rest of the team. Yeah, just like the last game. And I was going to say, CJ's really interesting. So remember we saw in games 1 and 2 against Najin, CJ and Najin kind of played the same compositions in both of those games, and we're seeing that a little bit here also. CJ kind of going with the Rek'Sai Azir Corki 2 games in a row, and KOO and the rest of the Tigers answering with a composition that is almost identical, except slightly better than last time. And we saw this from Najin too. They lost game 1 against CJ, and then in game 2, they managed to grab the same composition, except they switched out their jungler, getting just a slightly better one, whereas CJ's was slightly worse. And that's, I think, what we're seeing here from CJ. Same story. The difference is that KOO actually won game 1.
Ambition getting caught here. I think they got the red buff. No, he got it.
Must have got it.
Yeah, KOO may be, but they had to use Timbers on a KOO here. Oh no, KOO gets caught as well too. He's in all trouble. Does a ton of damage though. Can they follow this up? Big up from Wisdom as well. Kills coming in for KOO, and KOO still alive. Shy trying to make something happen. He goes down. There's a double kill for KOO. What a turnaround, and what an enormous amount of damage being dealt by this Victor already. Kuro with a big smile on his face after that one.
Guess who wasn't there? Prey was split pushing in the bottom lane. Is he going to get 2 turrets? Well, space goodbye.
Oh,
Wisdom having a huge game. Now, look at this positioning Wisdom got. They drew all of CJ into a cluster while they were trying to chase Kuro.
Yeah.
And then they got smashed by Death Ray as well as the ultimate from the Evelyn, just locking everyone up right there. Smeb managing to come down from the top side just to save Kuro in the end. That was an extremely good turnaround.
It was a party in the Chaos Storm, and CJ was invited. You'll see it right here.
Yeah, Kuro also dropping the Timbers onto KOO to keep him out of the fight. Now everybody's just going to group up, and look at that. They just lining up for skill shots right here. And then the stun as well from the gravity field means that there's not enough damage to actually follow up on anything. And Shy tries to pick it up, but Kuro shows up and takes him down.
Oh, there's some kills on somebody other than Wisdom, but Wisdom still manages to pick up a couple himself, too. He's 7-1-5. Monster game on this Evelyn. I'm really impressed by Wisdom this game. I was impressed by him last game, too, but this game, man, he has really gone off.
Also, Ambition doesn't have an Aegis yet. In that last fight against that big AoE, that may have been a bit of a
might have helped a bit.
Game changer.
Maybe a little bit. CJ needs to really be careful though that they're not grouping up against this Victor though. I mean, that's the second game in a row when we've seen them kind of tunnel onto one pick and then group up and get annihilated.
You're right. And this is what happens when a team lacks a reliable primary engage.
Yeah.
We talked about how KOO needs to come in, but KOO was zoned out on the flank of that fight with the Timbers. He wasn't able to get into that fight until later on to make a difference. And CJ, just to keep damage onto Kuro, had to cluster up, had to get close and chase him in. And that means that they set themselves up to be turned around on with some AoE.
Well, they trade turrets. Tier 1 taken by Space up in the top lane. Wisdom, though, finding time to clear the enemy jungle, put down some wards. KOO Tigers still with all the pressure right now. And this strikes me as one of those mind your lanes and wait for dragons situations with KOO Tigers.
Indeed. Well, it's going to be rough from here on out. There's that massive gold lead in favor of KOO. What do you do in this situation if you're CJ? You don't have a reliable way to get back into this game. And basically KOO can just engage on you whenever they feel like it. So trying to bait objectives or even make plays around this river is going to be very difficult.
Wisdom thinking about engaging there, but deciding not to quite pull the trigger. KOO has both of his summoners up again, too, so KOO Tigers are going to need to approach this a little bit more safely. We'll see. Dragon up in a minute 5. Critical hits now enhanced with explosions.
You mean with lightning, sweet lightning, or the
It looks more like
hit?
a critical hit, yeah. Like, looks like an explosion. Little icon by it.
That's what I think about when I think about critical hits. I don't think about, you know, hitting the right part. You know, the critical hit. It's not the. It's not
blow
hitting.
it all up.
It's just massive explosion. Just blow it all up. No precision in a critical hit
Just
involved.
nuke it from orbit. It's the only way to be sure, you know. That's my attitude with playing Annie. Just nuke it from orbit.
TP.
Yeah, that's right. There's a Sun and Ambition TPs coming in from CJ as well, too, and all over KOO. Well, that was a catch. Space backing away. They're going to chase him as well. And Chaos Storm doing a lot to CJ yet again. Ambition goes down, and KOO Tigers all over whoever's left. Kuro just chasing down Corky. You can't hide in there. That bush is tiny. What are you thinking? Oh, Space. You joker.
Well, he couldn't run away because Victor got the Q speed.
He thought Kuro was a T-Rex and his vision was based on movement. It's like, if I just stop, he'll be okay. He won't see me.
Well, easy engage
for
the KOO Tigers. They get on that priority target of KOO. They know who they need to kill first and how simple it will be to clean up the team fights afterwards. They stretch their lead even further.
Man, Operation Get KOO has been very successful 2 games in a row now.
So,
CJ going for this dragon. It's not the biggest deal if they take it, but
they can't
I don't
take
think
it.
they're going to.
They don't have the damage to take it right now.
Or the bravery. Yeah, running away. Even the Rift Coward is unimpressed.
Well, bravery would be a little bit foolish at this stage. There's bravery and then there's suicide, Doa. It's important to know the difference.
That's generally true, yeah. The line between bravery and recklessness is very thin.
Oh, this Baron buff. Powerful siege will be incoming.
It's a 13k gold lead right now for KOO Tigers too. They just are massively more ahead than CJ ever were last game.
This is why the KOO Tigers are so dangerous right now, because back in the day, even at the start of the spring season when they were on that big win streak, you couldn't really expect them to have a 26-minute 12k gold lead. This is a new facet to the Tigers that has come out in their 5-match win streak this season. And that is very important because they have more dimension to their play. They can come from behind like we saw in the last game. They can play from ahead.
Yep. Well, there's a kill on the space immediately here. Shy gets in the backlines, pushes people under turret, but it's already going very badly for CJ. Gorilla low, there's a double kill for KOO already. And Shy on the run. Meganar will soon be mega dead. Maybe. Oh, come on. Don't make me ruin that one. There we go. All right. Mega dead. That's what I meant to say.
You mean mini dead, Doa?
Mini dead. Meganar is mini dead.
That is an accurate description.
Mega sad. There goes Nexus turret number 1. I mean, it looks like it is just going to be a 27-minute closeout for the KOO Tigers. We said it before, the last time these guys lost a match was against CJ in a very close 2-1 in round 1, and they're not going to lose any more today. That is it. A 2